Man, what is up? Thank you guys for tuning in to another one. You know what today is about? We finally monetized, baby. Now, don't mind me as I sit here and I battle through my allergies that are driving me absolutely crazy. So if my eyes look watery, I guess technically I'm going to lie here. I'm tearing up because I'm monetized, but actually it's that I have allergies. Check this out though. We finally did it. So I started to really focus on my YouTube back in March. It was the first week of March where I said, you know what? I just got out of a meeting with my boy Reyes, and Reyes thinks that YouTube should be the way for me to go. Now, I had started my YouTube account, this particular account, in May of 2020, but I had never really used it. I wasn't really focused on it. I just kind of started it and said, okay, well, I'll just have it up there in case I want to do YouTube. I have another YouTube page, which is my music page, and that page is monetized, but that was all for my music. But I said, you know what? I'll start a new one anyways, and if I happen to use it, I will. So then Reyes and I connect. I had connected with other influencers such as Stan Banks, my homie with T-shirt Side Hustle, my boy Rich Kun from Hustle Ninjas. Both of those guys had already been saying, man, try this, do this. And Rich was one of the guys. Rich went through my whole page and was like, man, check this out. If you just do this, this, and this, it's going to take off for you. I am noticing that you're still continuing to pop up on the side of my channel when I open my stuff up, but you're missing in this area and that area. So I took what Rich said. Because he's so successful on YouTube, I started to apply those things to my page, and gradually I started to grow. So then I connect with Reyes. We formed this little business that we were going to do. That didn't pan out, but he was adamant that YouTube should be something I really focus on, which is what I did. So that would be March, the first week of March, where I think I did a video. If I can find it, it'll be in this video clip somewhere. But I said, you know what? I'm going to focus from this day forward. I'm focusing on YouTube, and we're going to grow this thing. Now, when I say we're, I mean like we together, because I'm just the face and the voice of my pages, right? But it takes a ton of people. It takes us, you and I, those that are watching this right now, to really help somebody grow. So I am so thankful. Let me say it again. Thank you guys for helping me grow. When I say let's grow, I really mean it's all of us. We can't grow without each other. So again, thank you. But let's go back to how I grew this page. So the original plan was for Reyes. Reyes has started this business where he was helping people get monetized within 90 days. And he was going to do that with my page, but we decided to move in a different direction. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to do this by myself. And that's exactly what I did. Now, here we are 8 months later, and I'm finally monetized. It was a process. How I got monetized? Let me be honest with you. What I started to do is I went back to each and every single one of these guys' pages, and I wanted to see what it was they were doing differently than I was. I knew that the way that I was putting stuff in my descriptions was just all over the place. There's a particular format that I saw everybody using. I said, okay, I need to do that same exact thing. So now if you look at the descriptions in a lot of my videos, a lot of that format was taken from these guys, such as Stan, Rich, Brando, who else? A-Dub, plenty of these guys, Reyes. I took a lot of that stuff and I applied it to myself, tweaked it a little bit to make it my own. But I said, okay, I see these guys are following a particular format. I went and researched the hashtags they were using. A lot of that information, I just applied it to my page and it just started to grow. What I also did is I started to research what SEO really meant. I'll do a whole nother video on that because that's another topic that we can discuss. It'll take a little bit, but I had to get my SEO correct. So for that, there was a friend of mine who worked on SEOs. Nothing fake. Everything was organic. He said, I got you. Let me go into your page. Let's redo some of this stuff. Let's get the tagging correctly. Let's get all the titles correctly, cards, end screens, subtitles, you name it. So he really dug into there, taught me a lot. And so I just basically picked it up. And with every single video, I made sure. I also downloaded the app, which I'll leave a link for here, which is called vidIQ. So I had vidIQ on everything. It gave me hashtags. It gave me a score. Let me know where it was, where my video was scoring based on the information that I was putting in, such as my description again, the hashtags, end screens, a bunch of stuff, cards and stuff again, right? And so I made for sure that every single video I did had to score at least 50 out of 100. I think that's the score that's on there. You have to download vidIQ to see what I'm talking about if you don't already have it. So what I did is I made it a point to never, ever post anything up there. And if it scored low, I was not going to make it public until I can figure out how to make that thing score 100%. And I'm not sure. Actually, I've never looked. I know I can. I don't think you can see it. But when I go into the channel, my YouTube channel, because it's mine, obviously, it tells me on each and every single one of my videos what the percentage is, what the score is. It'll say 100%, 90-something%. But none of my videos were under 95, 96% now, after I had learned how the SEO stuff works and downloading vidIQ. Another thing that I made for sure I did was I posted a video almost daily. I have 100 and something videos. I was posting every single day, sometimes 2-3 times a day. I made sure to post to my shorts. I made sure to always have something going on in the community. I think you need 500 followers or subscribers before the community tab opens up for you, and you can put a post up there, kind of like you would post on Instagram or anywhere else, like a picture post, right? I think you can do video in there as well. But the community tab, it was important for me too, because I was posting there, posting in my shorts, posting videos up, and I did it day in and day out. Another thing that I did that worked for me is I became very familiar with how the analytics work. So YouTube Studio has an analytics tab. So I popped the analytics tab open and I would see what the best time to post a video was for me. I would see when they're being viewed the most. And so I followed that. So, I mean, there was a time where I was posting in the middle of the night, midday, in the morning, kind of just randomly. And that wasn't working. I would notice that my videos were taking forever to get views and things like that. But it was when I zoned in and I said, okay, at this particular time is when people are really watching my videos. I followed that. You have to truly become a student of the game. At least for me. I didn't have that one video. It's like music. I'm not that one-hit wonder, right? I don't have a video that did that for me. I have videos that started to rank very high, get thousands of views, but it wasn't that one video. I still don't have that one yet. That has like shot up my views, shot up my subscribers. I don't have that. So got to work a little harder. But there are situations, and I do know a few folks that have posted like one video and all of a sudden they have a gazillion followers and it just takes off. It took me a little bit of work, but I did it within 8 months. Oh, and I can't leave out one of the most important YouTube channels that has helped me grow. I watch everything they put out just about. I have, downloaded some of the stuff that they have or paid for some of the courses that they have. And it's Think Media. Think Media, to me, oh my God, they just have it. They just have it down to a T. Some of the videos are a little lengthy, but trust me, if you're a student of the game, the time of the video isn't going to bother you. They can go a couple hours, sometimes they're an hour, but there's so much substance in these videos. It's crazy. So I'll leave a link for them down here as well. But Think Media, they are doing their thing, man. And talk about helping you grow. They have the tools for sure. Think Media. If I can give you any advice that might work for you, and if you're taking anything from this video, I would say it's consistency. Make sure that you're always on top of it, even on days where you feel tired, where you feel like, it's not coming out right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I sound stupid. I look stupid. Still post something. There's somebody out there that wants to watch it. And even if it doesn't get any views, right? Or if it gets minimal views, it doesn't matter. You need to continue to post as much as you possibly can because that affects the algorithm. One of the things that people kept saying when they would come to my page was, it's going to take you a while to monetize. It's going to take you a while to grow because you're all over the place. Focus on a specific niche or however you want to pronounce that, right? And I said to myself, I don't want to be that person. I mean, I understand that I'm talking about t-shirts, but I want my page to be a little more realer than that. Not that t-shirts isn't real, but I said, I want to offer up what's going on in my life, how I started the t-shirt business, where my t-shirt business is located, which obviously it's right here. So if you see my videos, it's always right here in my recording studio. That became my recording studio / t-shirt shop. But anyways, I wanted to provide that realness that I'm out of my garage and I'm going to build this thing and I'm going to do it right in front of you guys. And if you're motivated, you'll do the same exact thing. That was what I wanted to do with my YouTube page. So maybe I could have grown it a little faster had I just focused on just t-shirts from the very beginning. I didn't do that. I'm still not going to. I mean, it's solely based on t-shirts, but it's also my life and those that are in it. And I'm moving in different directions now too. So I wanted to offer those ideas, how I do things, how my business is growing and why. Most recently, I posted a video of an artist. In fact, I pushed some content aside to drop this video instead. But what I'm doing now is I like to promote people and I like to do voiceover work, right? So I'm taking these videos as I'm pressing their garments and whatever I'm using, if it's super color, if it's DTF, whatever method I'm using, they can still see my hands moving and they watch me press it. but I want them to see who it is I'm pressing for, and I want to tell their story. What I didn't want to become with this t-shirt page is boring. Now, I don't want anybody to get into their feelings. I'm not saying you're boring, but for me, I can get bored seeing the same thing over and over. If it becomes repetitive, I just don't want to deal with it, right? And so I said, okay, everybody out here right now, not that the game is saturated, but there were a lot of people in the t-shirt printing business, you know, the apparel printing business for that matter. And everyone started to do the same exact thing. Taking pictures of whatever it was you pressed and just putting it up, right? Or taking a video showing, you know, you're moving the camera around and you're showing the shirt top to bottom. But then what? I didn't want to be that guy. And being an artsy dude, I said, okay, I sing, I dance, I draw, I do all these things. I'm going to incorporate that into my videos, into my pictures of whatever it is that I've pressed. Because at the end of the day, I believe that I am the voice behind that shirt, that pair of socks, that hat. How do I make that thing speak? Why would you become interested in it, right? Because if you're just seeing a picture, it's just a picture. But what if I can make that garment talk? And I just set in on that. I said, you know, every video I'm doing going forward has to have music, has to have movement, has to tell a story, because that's how I think I can engage people a little bit better. Now, I was honestly skeptical at first because I thought, okay, I'm a little too different than what everybody else is doing, but I'm still going to stay focused on what it is that I truly want to do. Like, what is my message? What is the end goal for me? And for me, it was to tell stories, to motivate people, to hopefully create other entrepreneurs by them watching my journey and saying, you know, I can do the same exact thing. Whether it's the same exact way with adding music and the people that I'm associated to, hey, who knows? They can do that too, right? But I knew for me, that's how I was going to run my YouTube page. Now, when I started this t-shirt journey back in March of 20, I had no idea it was going to become this. I had no idea I would open up these doors. I had no idea I would make these new sets of friends and be involved in so many great opportunities. I didn't have that in mind. I just knew that I wanted to film my process. I didn't know how long COVID was going to last. Obviously, we're still in COVID, right? But I knew that as long as we're locked in our homes, I'm just going to make videos showing what I'm doing. And as a person that suffers from anxiety, depression, which has gotten better now through these months, and I can credit a lot of that to this business that I'm a part of, it was a way for me to say, okay, I need to stay focused, keep my mind occupied, so that way if I'm busy, I'm out of my head. And it worked for me. I started to post content with videos and making fun of myself. And a lot of my friends, of course, those are the first people that are going to reach out to you. We're like, hey, man, you're doing some shirts? I need some shirts. I need some hats. I need this. So I said, okay, cool. Now I'm starting to get business in. And that just kind of turned up even more, right? And other companies started to reach out to me and say, hey, look, we love what you're doing. We're going to have to work later on. And I had opportunities to connect with people way before. I mean, very, very, very early on, but I wasn't ready. At least I didn't think I was. I wanted to become super familiar with how everything around me was working within this business, right? And so I didn't jump on those opportunities then. I waited, and look, in waiting, they paid off for me. Now, that's not to say I haven't had my issues within the business, because I have. I mean, you know, one particular issue that created these, actually. This is a pair of socks. The Fruity Pebble socks, right? They're the Fruity Pebble socks. Those that know the story, well, you know, that was my only issue within this t-shirt business thus far. But I look back at it now and I say, you know what? With situations like this one, it created an opportunity to engage with more of the people that are following what I'm doing. A lot of them supported and say, hey, I want a pair of socks too. So we took a situation that was meant to belittle and harm what I was doing and made it a positive. And that's how the Fruity Pebble sock thing came about. I actually like those, so I do wear them regularly. Not that same particular pair. I have multiple pairs. But, you know, so I have ran into some issues like that. But for the most part, it's been the most wonderful experience I've ever been a part of. It was the best decision that I ever made to become an entrepreneur. And even when my job, after some of the restrictions were lifted, and my job called back and said, hey, man, you know, we'd love to have you back. Not in the same position. We gave it to somebody else. You would have to start over. I felt so good in saying no. And when that boss called me and was like, hey, man, so I hear you're working on a small little music thing, a small little t-shirt business, I was able to say, it's actually not as small as you think it is. Thank you for the opportunity, but I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. And again, a great, great, great decision. Now, financially rewarding, it has been. It's not like, oh my God, I'm rich. And, you know, but I've been able to pay my bills from just doing t-shirts. I never thought that that was possible. To be able to go speak at events, to be able to connect with other influencers and create other entrepreneurs. This is the greatest reward I've ever felt in any job. But being able to work for myself, set my own schedule, dictate the way that my life is going to move, I can't even describe how amazing that feels to be a full-time entrepreneur, to set goals and say that, you know what, within 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever, within a year, I'm going to be right here. Every time that I have said that, all of it has happened. Now, December of last year, I did say, you know what, by this time next year, I'm going to be in an office. I'm going to have my own office space. That might not happen. Not because I don't want it to, because I've been offered the opportunity a couple of times. I just think that what I'm doing right here, it fits me. You know, I mean, I don't have an extra overhead, and this is perfect. I have run out of space, but I'm making it work. But even though I don't have an office space yet, and I don't intend on getting one for a little while longer, or a storefront, other opportunities have come about within this year. Being able to fly to certain companies, being able to connect with other influencers and shoot content, to get on lives, I mean, you name it. It has been such a fun process. Now we have ISS coming up in January in Long Beach. I'll be speaking at a couple booths out there, some stuff after the event is over. And just being in that environment, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for other things that are going to open up for years to come. You know, what's going to happen by then? I don't think I'll be pressing shirts forever, but what other opportunities are out there, right? Maybe it leads me back to music. Maybe it leads me to voiceover work. Maybe it leads me to get back into film. Who knows? Whatever it does, I'm just hoping that what I'm doing is inspiring you out there, that is giving you hope, that is motivating you, that is helping you believe that this is possible. Being yourself is so much better than being anybody else. Take what you do, take whatever talents that you have and apply it to your business. Do something that sets you apart from everybody else, because right now it's easy. It's easy to grab some Supercolor. It's easy to grab some DTF, easy to grab, you know, heat transfer warehouse, easy to grab even the eye color stuff. It's so everybody's doing it, right? And it's okay. It's okay. But how can you take that? How can you do that same thing, but differently? Like, how can you explain what someone's just explained, but to your crowd? You know, maybe that person that's trying to explain it wasn't detailed enough. How can you make it more detailed? Take what somebody else is doing and make it better, because that's how you're going to grow. Being unique, being yourself, setting yourself apart from what everybody else is doing, and then watching as the floodgates open and opportunities pour in. I mean, I can go on, and you know me. If you've been watching me this entire journey, I just ramble sometimes. It's whatever's up here, it just spills out. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are freaking monetized. What's that mean? I don't know, maybe a couple of pennies per video. I don't know, who cares? I don't even care about the money. Let me tell you what I do care about. I care about the fact that I said I was going to be monetized within this year. I was going to work my butt off. I care about the fact that I set a goal and I reached it. What's the next thing? I don't know yet. There isn't millions of dollars pouring in now because I'm monetized. Not at all. In fact, it might just be pennies. The point is, I said I was going to do it. I stuck with it, and I did it, and you can too. Thank you guys for helping me reach this milestone. I haven't set a new one yet. Actually, let me set one right now. Let's get to 10,000 followers on my IG, and maybe 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube within a year. Who knows? But those are the two goals I'm going to set for right now. Thank you for making it possible for me. If you need anything from me, you already know how to reach me. To all of my supporters, all of my friends and family, fellow influencers, even those that are haters, I wish you all of the best. And thank you for motivating me, for pushing me to accomplish this goal, because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay connected to me, and watch as we grow this thing even bigger than this. On that note, I'm out.